Popular vote and movie talk converge in this video where I still say Get Out sucks. I'm going to try one last time to get people to see how bad this movie is. I'm like a drunk at the roulette table. I just keep rolling, just keep striking out. I'm 21, I'm on blackjack, and I keep fucking lost my house and everything, but I'm still going to try one last time to get people to see that this movie is not what you think it is. People think that it is an anti-racism movie that, you know, pulls back cultural appropriation and talks about, like, you know, stealing everything from black people, things like that. It's really not that so much as an anti-interracial couple movie. It is the nastiest portrayal of interracial couples that I've seen since Tyler Perry's The Family That Prays Together. Now, for those of you that might have missed that, Jim, just look up the poster where there's literally a white hand around a black woman's throat as though he's going to rape her or something. But they have an affair, but of course they're both very nasty and villainous, and it leads to ruin. And that movie wore its intentions right on its sleeve, and I think Get Out does in a different way, but it hides it in a way that is a little bit harder to pin down. People think this movie is anti-Trump. Jordan Peele, he didn't anticipate shit, okay? This movie is about Obama-loving white liberals. When he made this movie, he wrote, directed, and made this movie, Obama was president, okay? This was during the Obama presidency. It got released about 3 months after Trump stunned the world and himself and Melania, who supposedly cried when he won, to become president. But he didn't know that. He knew that was going to happen. When you watch the movie, the villains, I would have voted for Obama 3 times. Oh, my grandfather, he, you know, was one of Jesse Owens' friends back in the Olympics and stuff like that. Like, this is about that type of white liberal that Jordan Peele probably has encountered a lot in Hollywood. They definitely exist, where they think they're your friend, they think they're on your side, and then they don't hire you for a job, or they don't put you in their private school, or they don't let you into that club. And so that could have been a great satire. But the problem is that the movie pushes further than that, and I think the real message of that movie, the title, Get Out, and the black friend that works at the airport that constantly is like, avoid white women at all costs. I mean, he don't say that exactly, but he might as well say that, basically. And I think there's some snakes rattling around in Jordan Peele's brain. People say things like, well, Jordan Peele, this is the biggest offense of what I'm talking about. Jordan Peele, he married a white woman. He had a kid with a white woman. Why would he do that if he had these issues? Oh, I don't know. Why does a white supremacist have a stack of Emity porno magazines a mile high? Why does a Black Panther have a white baby mama? Why does a gay homophobe televangelist, why is he really gay and having sex with boys on the side and things like that? People are what they hate. They're attracted to something that freaks them out, or that makes them afraid, or they can't handle it or express it in a positive way, so they got to burn it all down. The Orlando nightclub shooter was almost certainly gay. He couldn't handle that, so everybody had to die in that nightclub. The 9/11 hijackers, the night before they fucking blew up the World Trade Center, they went to a strip club. They had blonde strippers with big fake titties in their face. They probably got hard on it, couldn't handle it, and had to destroy that as a result. You are what you hate to a certain extent. He's going to keep doing this, by the way. He's going to keep playing up those angles. We've already seen, what's he doing? He's executive producing a new TV show called The Last OG. Tracy Morgan gets out of jail, goes to Brooklyn. Tiffany Haddish plays his ex-girlfriend. And in the previews for the show, Tracy Morgan sees her kissing a white guy. Now, he's been in jail for God knows how long. I don't know why I expected she'd still be single, but he sees her kissing a white guy. He's like, no, not a white dude. Literally. Says that literally, okay? Executive produced by Jordan Peele. Also, executive produced by Spike Lee. Jordan Peele's got 3 or 4 upcoming projects with Spike Lee. Spike Lee, of course, is taking pot shots at black and white couples. Jungle Fever, 25th Hour, Bamboozled. I mean, he's not made really a nice portrait of, like, you know, interracial love in any type of way. He's always had issues with that. And I feel like that's interesting that that's who he's chosen to partner up with to make these things. So I think he's going to start a trend of these things. And plus, you know, people say, well, why would he make that? Why did John Ridley, who's got an Asian wife, make American Crime? Season 1 was all about a black guy and a white woman and how doomed they were, and they were drug addicts and they were bad for each other. I mean, over and over and over again, Regina King tells her black brother, stay away from that white woman or whatever. That's going to be your doom. I mean, she literally says this like a dozen times. And so why would he be an interracial couple and then put that kind of message out there? I think that they know that, like, hey, we make a movie like a United Kingdom or, you know, everything, like all these different movies that came out last year that were positive towards black and white couples, and like nobody saw them. I mean, the United Kingdom, The Big Sick, and everything put together didn't make as much money as Get Out did. All three of those movies put together didn't make as much. And I think that they're like, well, we could pander to what people want, which is like, you know, against interracial couples and very tribalistic, and everybody's happy, right? Like white people that are racist, they love a movie like Get Out because the basic message is leave black people alone, keep them over there, keep them to the side. Can do, boss. I can do that, you know. White people love that movie, like they love talking about police shootings because 99% of us have never been in law enforcement. We don't know what it is to be a cop, and it's easy to talk about police shootings because we'll never be in a position where we're shooting an unarmed black guy. We'll never be in that position. So that's a nice thing to talk about. Start talking about, well, you don't hire us for jobs, and when you do, you don't promote us, and you don't let us into your schools, and all this. I don't know about that because then they're kind of complacent in that. So it's much more preferable to talk about police shootings than wide or systematic financial discrimination that takes place all the time. People are complicit in it. They don't want to talk about it. And I think that's why a movie like Get Out, which is basically saying, stay away from black people, they'll be okay. I love it. I can do that. Is preferable to something a little bit more challenging. That's basically like, hey, why don't you date black women? Why don't you date black men? Like, why aren't you giving them a chance when you're around them? Why don't you feel comfortable around them and things like that? So for all those reasons and more, I just don't think this is the movie people think it is. I don't think it's that good. And the fact that people think it should have won Best Picture, a horror movie released in February is supposed to win Best Picture a full year later. That hasn't happened since Silence of the Lambs. I mean, horror movies don't win Best Picture, and movies released typically before Halloween are not even considered for Best Picture, really. I don't know. I don't get it.